everybody, it's Jedimanda here, and it is time for a Q&A video. I actually have never done one before for my YouTube channel, and since I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers, thank you very much, I felt like we need to do a Q&A. A lot of my friends lately, YouTubers and non-YouTubers, have been doing some Q&As, and it's been really cute to see all the questions that people ask and how they answer it, and I was like, you know what, I gotta do one. So I asked my Facebook and Instagram followers to ask me questions, and I'm going to answer them all on the YouTube video. I'm going to be extremely professional and read them off of my phone because writing them all down would take a long time and printing them all off would waste a lot of paper. So let's troll on over to Facebook and see the first couple ones. Here we go. So, Sean Lynham, and I'm sorry for everybody if I get your names wrong. I'm just going to read them as I see them, and I'm probably going to misspell them because that's me. Oh well. So, Sean Lynham asks, his is a pretty, you guys asked some long questions, alright? We're gonna be here for a while, so this is probably gonna be a two-parter. So just bear with me, everybody. So, Sean asked, what would you consider to be the hardest part of a cosplayer? 100% is comparing yourself to others. That's really tough because there's a lot of us in this field and a lot of us do the same type of cosplays and sometimes the same characters, and it's really tough to really have that confidence try that you have when you wear your outfit and not compare it to somebody else who wore it before or somebody that you think is better or anything like that. That's what I've been struggling with a lot lately, and I don't know why. I mean, I think my costumes are pretty damn awesome, but it's hard, especially with the social media and everything going on today and convention-wise. It's tough not to compare, so that's honestly the hardest part. What challenges do you face or have you had to overcome as you grow in popularity and exposure? Honestly, that's kind of the same answer on that one. Really try not to compare myself to others and try not to overcompensate for things or get myself into too many things, because as I keep going with cosplay, I like to keep doing more things, and that means adding more conventions or adding more cosplays into my year, which turns out to be actually really tough. And I find it really hard to kind of keep all of that in line, especially when you get more friends in cosplay and you do more things. It's tough to keep it all together sometimes. What advice would you give to up-and-coming cosplayers or those who have started and not sure how to get or where to get started? My advice, 100% every single time, is to go to a convention as an attendee first. See what other cosplayers do, see what they do on a break time, see if you're even comfortable being in front of camera. A lot of people really don't understand that cosplayers, we are in front of a camera. We're in front of people and their phones, their cameras, their videos, and some people aren't comfortable with that. And that's okay if you're not. Just tell people ahead of time, hey, I don't want my picture taken, I'm just here to chill with friends, or I'm just here for another reason. Most people are okay with that, but you know, some other people might be like, weird and snooty and whatever. So always go to a convention first and see how it is before you dive in with this really heavy, crazy mask or dress and never been to a convention or know what it's like. And it's kind of really difficult to do it first time and completely, you know, get mind blown. TJ Jones asked a couple questions. He said, I probably shouldn't ask another question, but since you love Star Wars, I kind of like Star Wars, it's fine, I guess, whatever. Have you ever considered joining the 501 of the Rebel Legion? 100%. Definitely, I've always wanted to join the 501 and the Rebel Legion. I would love to put my Ahsoka into the Rebel Legion and possibly a Princess Leia. Possibly into the 501 if I ever get a Stormtrooper together, the first order Stormtrooper that I would love to make. He also asks, you're clearly an amazing seamstress. Why, thank you. As seen on your awesome work on your Mary Poppins. Why, thank you. What has been the most challenging outfit, cosplay or not, that you've sewn, created in recent years, and what cosplays would you like to do that you've done in the past that you'd like to redo since your skills have been enhanced? Honestly, the hardest cosplays I've ever had to create have been the one with props. So that includes Ahsoka with that headpiece, that includes Drogon with Drogon and Daenerys with the dragon, because those take me forever because I'm a trained seamstress. I'm not really a skilled prop maker. I'm getting there and I really like doing it, but it's taken me a long time. So those are definitely the hardest ones to do, especially ones with armor and warbler and materials I'm not really familiar with yet, but I'm getting there. To answer a second question, Katana would be the one I'd go back into. Katana was my first cosplay that I did for a convention, and also with a group. The outfit actually still fits me, and it still looks pretty good, but there's a couple things I'd like to go in and change, plus I just really love that character. Jessica Tasham asked, what is your absolute favorite costume you've done to date? And what is the costume you've always wanted to do but haven't yet? My absolute favorite costume that I've done to date. This is really hard because there's a lot of costumes that are really popular on my page and in my YouTube videos or any other things that I actually really don't like wearing a whole lot. But honestly, I really love wearing my Cersei costume. I think Cersei is just uber fun to be because she's just so sassy and snotty. And that outfit is actually really comfortable. I love wearing Yang. She's super fun to do. My absolute favorite cosplay, I don't know. Currently, it might be Princess Leia because she's so iconic and everyone knows who that is and it's super fun to do. I love doing Ariel cosplays, but a lot of my Ariel cosplays are kind of uncomfortable, so maybe other Disney princesses in the future will be a little better. Aaron Painter asked, has cosplay helped you to be more open to do things that you might otherwise not want to do or thought to do? Yeah, 100%. I'm not exactly an introvert. I am definitely an extrovert. I do like to kind of be in front of people and act goofy and do all that kind of stuff, but conventions have definitely gotten bigger over the years. I've been able to learn to be better in crowds, which I really kind of liked and didn't like. I don't know, it really wasn't a huge thing. Also, one thing, this might sound really terrible, but I'm not a kid person, and I never really was a kid person until I started cosplaying, because being in character in front of a child is so awesome because they think you're that character that nothing you can do or what's happening at that point in time will screw it up. Well, unless you break character or be weird, but I've been Ariel for some charity events, and same with Merida. I also have a couple with Mary Poppins coming up that I get to do act around with children, and I've never would have done that without costume stuff. So that's definitely it. Glenn Steven asks, how do you originally get into cosplay and why? How did you originally get into cosplay and why? When I was in college, I studied costume design and painting, and I basically just started making clothes and realized that I didn't really like fashion because it's boring and it keeps changing and I just don't like the look of all that stuff and blah 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 blah. So I started making costumes, and I realized that I really liked making actual replicas of costumes and wearing them and being that person. So I was like, this has to be a thing besides just going to movie premieres in this outfit. And I went to my first convention and realized that I was not in costume there, and I was devastated. I was like, I've got to get in costume now. I've got to do it now. So that's kind of a weird story about how I got into costuming. It's definitely from my studying background from what I did in college. And why? Because it's awesome. I mean, who doesn't want to prance around in a pretty red wig and act like Ariel? Oh. Chris Sutherland Jr. asked, how long did it take you to design Ahsoka and Ariel cosplay outfits? Well, I didn't really design them. They were already designed because I am more of a replica cosplay creator. So it took, well, it depends on which Ariel. My Ariel ball gown took about 3 months to make. Ahsoka honestly took about 1 month to make. So it really didn't take that long for those. My Ariel town dress, if to say, did not take long. It maybe took 2-3 weeks. That was pretty easy one to put together. Ryan Gastinger asked, if you had the opportunity to do any build/costume without worry of a budget or anything, what would it be? Oh my gosh, 100% First Order Stormtrooper. That's it. I've always wanted to be a Stormtrooper because that whole costume is iconic and everyone does it. And so the First Order new ones look so badass. So that's 100% the ultimate cosplay that I want to do. So I hope to do that soon, very soon. It'll be a lot of fun. Neil Saxon asks, what are your episode 7 theories? Snoke, race parents, etc. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and put out that, flasher. Spoiler alert, massive blinker thing. If you haven't seen Star Wars, I'm getting ready to say some things. Sorry. Force Awakens was amazing, by the way. Loved every minute of it. This is a Q&A video, Amanda, not a Force Awakens review video. Remember that. Anyways, my theories on Snoke is that he is some kind of Grand Master Sith that's been around for a whole lot longer than we think. And he's been in the shadows and now is his time to shine. So he basically created the Knights of Ren to take down all the Jedis. And that's kind of how my theory on this. I haven't really thought about Snoke a whole lot. But I have thought about Rey's parents. And of course all the theories going around on the internet right now with if she's Luke's son, or sorry, Luke's daughter, or even Obi-Wan's granddaughter, which I kind of love that theory. I really feel like she's a Skywalker. I do kind of feel that little force pull to that force pull. Get it? So that's my solid theory right now, is that she is Luke's daughter and that she is ready to be trained and become the wonderful female badass Jedi we all want and love. Jiraiya Camacho asked, what character cosplay that you have done would you consider the best of all? So I guess asking out of all of my cosplays what I think is the best? Maybe most accurate? I'm not sure. To answer that question, the best and that I'm the most proud of was Drogon, and I'm actually extremely proud of Ahsoka, no matter the struggles that I've had with that frickin' face makeup. I'm staring at you right now, Ahsoka. I really enjoy my Ariel cosplays. A lot of people know me for my Ariel cosplays, so those are probably right up there. And I'm actually really freaking proud of Yang from Ruby. I think that costume looks dead on like the one from the show. Alexandra Brumley, my wonderful photographer wizard from Alexandria Studios, asked, what are some of your biggest challenges you plan on facing this next year? Oh my goodness. So if you don't follow my Facebook page or anything, you just follow my YouTube. A lot of you probably don't know what my upcoming cosplays are. And honestly, the biggest challenge this year, and I give this challenge to myself every year, that I do one big cosplay. And all the other ones are smaller, but one big build that requires a lot more money than the other ones. And this year it's the invasion dress, the red throne room dress of Queen Amidala from Phantom Menace Episode 1. 100% she's gonna be my toughest. There's a lot of embroidery, it's very heavy, that headpiece is all coming from scratch. That's gonna be my huge, biggest challenge of this year. I'm actually going to be premiering her at Gen Con in August, so watch out for that. So my awesome buddy Kim from Malicious Cosplay asked, what is your daily schedule / routine, and how do you manage to fit time to work on cosplay? That's a huge, huge thing. Well, okay, so I have a full-time job. I actually work Tuesday through Friday. Mondays I have off every so often, and I do work a lot on cosplays during the weeknights and on Mondays. The weekends I pretty much spend with my friends and my boyfriend, so I really don't like to be buried deep in a lot of cosplay stuff then, but there are times throughout the days that I will definitely need work on, and especially to go pick up some stuff at Joann's on the weekend, I'll do that. So typically I spend about 2 to 3 hours per night on a costume through the week, and most of the time the full day on Monday. That's kind of how I schedule all this stuff in. If I'm closer to convention and it's con crunch time, you know, I'll put as much freaking time in it as I will. I'll lock myself in and order so many freaking tacos and just have a box of Tecate beer and tacos and just hammer it out like no one's business and finish that mother, and it usually gets done and it usually works out. So yeah, that's that one. That's honestly my routine. I try to space out my cosplay making sometimes because it does get a little overwhelming for me, and I do feel a little claustrophobic up here in my little sewing room, even though it's open. Sometimes I don't know about it. Cameron Cavett asks, do my hashtag real Ariel fan theory comments annoy you? No, they will never annoy me. Just keep it coming. Just keep it coming. Just don't tell anybody that I might be the mermaid princess.